Hi, everybody. I am happy to be sitting across from Jerilynn Stephens. Hi, Geralyn.
Hi.
We are both in Los Angeles. It's a kind of gloomy day. So I reached out to Geralyn because you're gonna pick us back up a little bit, or you're gonna give us a little direction, I think, here, because we were talking about um, the 5 Fs, which is a practice you have
Right.
put together. But first, why don't you just introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are and what you do?
My name is Jerilynn Stephens, and I'm the head hairstylist on The Voice, Shark Tank, a Disney show called Fam Jam, Songland. So yeah, those are my current favorite shows right now, and just waiting, watching them on air right now, and wondering when we go back to work like everybody else.
I know it's such a strange time, but the first time you and I spoke, it was about, as I mentioned, the 5 Fs, this
The
practice.
5 F words to manifesting your life.
There we go.
Yes, it's basically my 5-step process to manifesting the life of your dreams. It's sort of giving you a blueprint to, creating your life. And I'll just name them for you because I'm sure
Please.
everybody's heard of the 5 F words. It's figure out what you want. That is one thing you need to do first. And then everything else is not in order. But focus, fearless action, feel it existing, and faith. And so, those are a lot of the figuring out what you want right now, I think is really kind of, because it's making me real, because I want to be a Hollywood hairstylist, and I want to, I'm doing all of these things, and then all of a sudden, nothing, right? We're doing nothing. And so it's making me, this is kind of an awakening of like, how am I, how are we going to come out of this, and figuring out what we want from here, because we're in charge of creating our new story, for our life. And it's a good opportunity to make changes, whether it would be personal or in your career, would be now starting to create that for yourself. And it's kind of what I'm doing as well. Does that all make sense?
Yes. So how are you? So how are you? Let's say, what are you figuring out right now? What are you thinking about?
I'm a working mom, and my son is 12. He's in the 6th grade in middle school. And it's like, I kind of always wanted to be more stay at home with him when he got to middle school and high school. My aunt gave me a really good advice when he was born. She's like, because she knew how much I love my career. And she said to me, she's like, if you want to be a stay at home mom, think about doing it when you're in middle school, when he's in middle school to high school, because that's when they need you the most. And so I'm sort of like, this is an opportunity. Of course, I'm not going to be a stay-at-home mom. I think this is a good test right now of homeschooling and all that, to say, you know what, I like working, but it's giving me more of a like an awareness of, maybe I don't need to like take on 3 jobs at once. Maybe I can give a little bit away and take what I need and balance having, to be a mom more. Because I feel like in our film industry, it's like everything's all at once, right? And when it comes, you take it, because you're afraid that something else might not come along, which is completely crazy. But that's kind of the mindset we get, is just say yes, yes, yes. And it's making me aware, like, wow, this being with my family and being home and being available and working is like, that's what I love. So it's like, where do I want to go into the business when we enter it again? So that's what I'm figuring out. It's an awakening.
It's an awakening. So tell us the 5 F words again.
Figure out what you want, focus, fearless action,
Okay.
feel it existing, and faith. And with faith, it's like believing in yourself, let go of the outcome of how you think it's going to happen, because it's a waste of energy, to try and like, oh, it's going to happen this way. And, oh, and, and then it happens completely different. So if you just let it go and know that your outcome is to be or have or do or, whatever you desire,
Yeah.
and just know it's going to be amazing. Because really, what do we all want? We all want joy and and happiness. That's really the ultimate. So with joy and happiness, that you're going to be financially free. You're going to like, money's going to come and go. You're going to have love in your life. I mean, there's so many places that this is all bringing up.
What's an example of fearless action in
Oh,
your career?
okay, well, fearless action. I was just actually talking about this on a platform on Facebook for hairstylists. And I was saying, like, why, for me on The Voice, we always send inspiration photos to either producers or, the artist, the contestant, singer. And we kind of go from there with the look, with hair, makeup, wardrobe. And it's like, why not do that with your clients? Right? If you're a salon stylist, why not go through Pinterest and say, hey, Anne, send you a text of a picture and go, I was thinking about you and this would be a great color. I would love to try on you when we get back to work, or here's a great cut. Let your clients know that you're thinking about them and like you're excited to get back to see them. And I think it makes everybody feel good. And it also is inspiring, to go that direction of like, here we go. Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you, when you feel fear, which everybody's feeling right now, what is sort of your routine for talking yourself through that and coming through to the other side?
I have to go into gratitude. I actually set an alarm on my phone every 3 hours. Right now, especially, just to like, oh, my alarm will go off and then I'll be like, okay, what am I grateful for right now? And I'll just name off 5 things, because the more you're grateful, the more gratitude and blessings you will be brought. Right. And so when you're in gratitude, you can't really be fearful. And when you're in faith that everything's going to be fine and everything will work out, you can't be in fear. Right. So, I mean, fear is false evidence appearing real, which this is real, but it's not like it's going to completely take us down. It's like how we react to it, and respond and entering, when we get to go out again.
Yeah, right. We talk a lot to stylists who are keeping in touch with their clients, but with their team. It's so important to keep in touch with your team. How are you keeping in touch with your team?
Well, actually, we're having a happy hour this Friday, 5:00 via Zoom. And just to, touch base, see how everybody's doing at once. I just FaceTime with 2 of my team, one today, one yesterday. We try and keep in touch, mostly FaceTiming. It's like, it's kind of nice because I don't want to text. I just want to talk to you. I just want to see you, and give that virtual hug. And I think I love FaceTiming. I think it's great.
I do too. I wish you could record FaceTimes. I think you can record them, but not with audio.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because I agree with you. It's like a little diary of this time. The people that we're FaceTiming with, and sort of so much has changed from somebody I FaceTime with 3 weeks ago. Our life is so different now.
It's so crazy what 3 weeks has done, or it's been like. It's funny. The first couple weeks, I have a son and a husband, and we actually like each other. So we're getting along great. And we discovered that we can actually, cohabitate 24/7, with grace pretty much, except for occasional outbursts. But it's like the first 2 weeks were easy, great. Online schooling was challenging. And then this week, all of a sudden, we're on spring break with this school. And now I'm like, oh my God, we have no structure. There's no school. Now I'm like kind of in this zone of like, what do we do with our day? We always wake up. I do my journaling. I do meditation and prayer, exercise. All of us exercise. We kind of do our own things, and just really keep that morning routine going. And then, at the end of the day is when we'll kind of turn on the news and get the download of what's happening, because I like to be aware, of everything that's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But not overwhelmed. But yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like you can get caught in this, and that's what will bring you back to fear, right? It's like the constant listening of the news will throw you into a tailspin. Because I know for me, I kind of do that too. And like when there's fires around here in LA, because we're kind of in a fire zone here where we live. And it's like I could have the news on like 24/7 and just be in this whole like terror, like just frightful fear and packing and all of that. And what is discovered doing that is I really don't need much. I mean, we really don't.
No.
But yeah, I think keeping the limit of news is a good idea.
Yeah. But it's also good to just check in with people who, as you do, have a practice, have a bit of a system for getting through struggles. Because as we were talking, we both went through the 2008 recession.
Yes.
I mean, and we don't know what things are going to look like going forward. But, we just know that there are some things that historically always work and some that never do. And never do is obsessing, awfulizing in our head. And what does work is trying to be grateful, have a little bit of a routine.
Yes, and positivity. Speaking of, the recession that we had, I've been manifesting. The reason why the book came up was because in 2018, I started speaking to cosmetology students and going to schools and hair shows and speaking about my practice of the 5 F words to manifesting your life, right? Career, love, money, relationships, and all of that. And since 2000, oh gosh, what was it? 3 is when I was learning about law of attraction and manifesting and stuff. So going into the recession, there's a point to all this. Going into that recession of 2008, I basically was using these 5 F words, in which I didn't discover my 5 F words as a name until 2018, speaking to the kids. But it's like, I knew, taking fearless action, that if something like this would ever to happen again, I wanted to prepare myself. And so this is what I want to tell people is like, take this time. Even though you may not be financially secure right now and you're in that financial fear and the fear of the what if and when, it's going to happen again, right? Something of the sort is going to happen again. So please prepare yourselves, get your cushion in order, start putting things into a retirement plan. Because most of us are freelance artists. Most hairdressers are renting chairs, self-employed. And it's like, you have to prepare for that time. What if you get hurt? You need to start really, really honing in on, like, when you get paid, pay yourself first, which means take a chunk, put it into some sort of account that is your cushion. And then you pay your bills. And I actually am going to recommend a book. Can I recommend a book?
Please.
It's called I read it. It's called The Latte Factor. I cannot remember the author's name, but I read it on audio, and it really gave a good outlook on how to save money. So by doing that has prepared, me and my husband for this, where I'm not really stressed out about financial. I'm more stressed out about like, where are we headed? Especially in the film industry, I have no clue on what's going to happen. All I know is when we get the okay to go back to work, hair and makeup is going to be like last to be hired. They're going to have to build stages, pre-production, all of that. So it's going to be a month once we are okay to go back to work before we can actually go to work. Right. So, preparing for that, if you're in the film industry. And I'm also thinking, for me, it's like, I have some salon clients but not a lot because I'm pretty busy in the film industry, but it's like, maybe having a clientele, like a good clientele would be a really good idea, moving forward. Whereas it's not something that I really thought that much about, besides my 10 clients that I have. But it's really something we have to think about for our future. Take your fearless action and get yourself financially secure moving forward,
Yeah. Yeah. Diversify a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad. I just got a little notice from Zoom. Zoom told me that they're not going to cut us off at 40 minutes, which they normally do, but maybe we'll, isn't that nice? They're giving us a gift, but maybe we'll, stop the recording now. You don't go away because we'll talk a little bit after, but I'm so grateful that you took this time.
You.
Thanks,
Thank
Geralyn.
you. Okay.